So we are now walking up to Happisburgh. Beautiful day. I think the tide is ebbing. See where all the stones are, but they've been chucking the stones up, so I think it's ebbing. You look at it like that though, and you don't think so sometimes. One or two people walking around. It's a Friday sort of late morning. It's cold, the air's cold, but it's bright sunshine with a jacket on and walking. It's actually warm. The sea is not as big as I thought it was going to be. It's been an easterly for a long time, that's why you've got this cold air, so it's very fishable. The water's about 6 degrees, I read. It's a little bit on the cold side. There's loads of whiting about and nighttime pouting, flounder, few little dabs, few little bass, and the odd thornback. Yeah, so this will be a nice sort of area to fish. Quiet. On a weekday anyway. So yeah, somewhere like here where there's a gap in the sea defences gives you a nice, much more easier sort of area. It's good for night fish up here. It's been a bit of a walk, but it's, yeah, this isn't bad. You can park up the a Walcott there and then walk down. So yeah, it strikes me as quite a good little place. But I've actually been sort of scheming another fishing trip actually. It's an area of the coast I've always wanted to. I've fished it from boats, Weymouth way, and there's a beach, Chesil Beach. I've been on the beach, but never sort of fished it. And April is good for place, so they get rays there as well and stuff like that. So that would be an interesting fishing. So I'm just looking for a weather window to go up there and do it, and I can do it in about 2 days. So I'll probably drive up on one evening, drive up and probably just sort of stay in the car for a few hours in the early hours of the morning, and then first light sort of get out of the car with a fresh bait and then start fish during the day, and with a view to sort of fishing through into the dark and till the next morning. Sort of a 24-hour sort of trip just to see what we can catch. I've got some boxes of squid in the freezer. I've got some sand eel I caught last year, and I was thinking if I could get hold of some lugworm or some ragworm from somewhere. And really the cost of the trip is really only wear and tear on the car. It's about a 4-hour drive, and it's a tank of fuel each way. So okay, you might have to pay for parking that end, but there is car parks right on the beach there, like I looked up. So it's not going to be too taxing. But with that particular beach, because it is a storm beach, a very exposed beach, you've got to get, if you're making the effort to do it, you've got to get your timing right with the swells they have on that beach. Anything greater than a metre, you could run into trouble. I've got some quite long beach spikes, but you need to get the line above the chafing shingle they had there, big stones they got there. So you've got to get that element of it right. It's be less than a metre, so i.e. the wind wants to be coming over the land, and it wants to have been done it for a few days. And you check, there's a website called Swell Map, and that'll tell you how high it is. So you've got to get your timing right there. And I think the tides, certain areas along that beach, on the big tides, it can become too difficult. So you're looking for sort of smaller, neap tides, sort of half moon tides, things like that. So you've got to do a little bit of research to give you sort of half a chance. But April's good for place up that way. I know they've been getting them at Shoreham, and but there's also a chance of a ray there, probably a conger eel at night, I would imagine, You're going to get whiting and pouting there as well. You might get cod, April, you might get codlin there, I would say. That sort of stretch of the coast, you get a few more different surprises than you do Norfolk. Norfolk's a bit more set in stone, really, what you can get. Obviously the bass fishing here is very good, I have to say. But your other bits and pieces, your dabs, flounders, you get one or two place here, not that many. Dabs and flounders are, there's a lot of them. Your whiting, it's a ridiculous amount of whiting. There's a lot of herring out there as well, but that's in your nets. You get thornback ray, one or two codlin out in the boats, nothing like it used to be years ago. Toke fishing in summer, off the beach and on boats. So, you know, it's if you go out on the wrecks, you might get some more codlin and pollock and the odd ling and stuff like that. But it's a lot of effort and fuel and cost. But that's basically what it is round here. So yeah, I think we're going to plan that trip. That would be quite interesting, I'm sure. But like I said, we've got to get the conditions right. So we're now heading up to Happisburgh, I believe. And nice walk along the beach. Let's see what we can find up here. Ah, look what I found. Look at that. Sprat. Took a cod used to eat years ago. There's some whiting are eating them now. See some birds up there. Look, see like a little M2 there. I think they're kestrels or. Look at them look. They're birds of prey, aren't they? That's it. They're kestrels. Pretty certain of it. Look, he's looking for mice. Yeah, he's looking for a mouse. Look. Optimum conditions, I suppose. Nice little thing here. I brought one of these eBay. I brought the Westin Explorer cam, I think it is. It's a 28 gram one. Looks like somebody had sort of purchased it and decided that weren't for him or whatever. That was brand new. They're 150, but I'm getting it for about 92 quid. It says new and unused, but it's from a home, so whether they just had a little go with it or what, or just, you know, there's lots of different reasons why people sell things. So I just thought bugger it. I just think that would be good just for playing around with and just experiment and just seeing it one or two videos where fish are sort of picking up the bait, especially with like bass fishing and flatfish and stuff like that. And then obviously, you know, when they do the dead baiting for pike, that as well. I think that would be quite interesting. But for, you know, not only for my viewers, but for me as well. I go fishing, you always do wonder what the fish is actually doing. You know, all those sort of things. I know it's not pretty obvious what it is doing, but it's like, it'd be always nice to know those bits of details. And you can also, with that size one, you can experiment with lure fishing as well, by using that as the main weight and just retrieving like a fly behind it, or a little soft bait, or even for pike if you're just retrieving dead baits and things like that. So there's a whole hello, look at that there. There's a buoy there, look. So what are the rules regarding that sort of thing? The rules are that although it's got ID on it, it's lost gear. That's a pot or something. And so I wouldn't mind that for my boat, actually. I wouldn't mind that for my boat. I think they're bigger than the ones I've got. It's quite a big one, isn't it? H. It's got ID on it. I'm going out there. Water's freezing. I'm not going out there. So another little pot with it, so it's obviously a crab pot or something. But yeah, some ropes there as well. Yeah. So people walking up there. See, this is all eroded. Those are all properties on here, I think. This is Happisburgh. So this is where there's been a lot of hoo-ha over the years about people losing their properties. You can see some foundations and things there, look. These bits of concrete. You can see how much the sea eats it away. But on the whole grand scheme of things, it's not a horrendous amount, but if your house is there, it's pretty awful. You can see all the drainage pipes, look, up there. See all these, you can see all the old angular water downpipes. So you can see all the storm, all the foul connection, all the blue pipe going to the house. You can see where the houses used to be, all the way along, look, and they're all gone. Just the pipe left. All the way along, look, all these properties all gone. You see all the connections, see the water supply, the electric cable, look. You see it? Poor buggers. So in that scenario, you lose everything. So if that's your only house, and you've worked all your life, and that's where you've lived, all gone, and there's no compensation, bugger all. So I think in the Bible it says, or when we were doing religious studies at school, they said if you're going to build a house by the sea, build it on rock, don't build it on sand. And there's all sand up there, look. So if that's anything to go by, you can see all the, looks like the manholes up here, look. Look at a pillbox up here. Feeling a bit more tired now, because I've got a big jacket on, it's hot. Probably been walking for about 2 or 3 miles. I'm exaggerating, it's probably been 1.5 miles, maybe 2, I don't know. I need the exercise anyway, because I'm a fat bastard. He has Kestrel up there, sun up there, so you can see the pillboxes. Just there. Look, you see all the electrics, see the water pipe, you can see the storm water pipe 150, you can see the foul 100. You can see the manhole chambers falling down, brickwork on the manhole. It even looks quite new, look. That brickwork and that chamber lid looks quite new. Some fittings on there, could nick some fittings. Hey look, you like quite new fittings. Duct outlet, that's a fiberglass sort of tank, pump and chamber or whatever. Incredible. Incredible. What's this? It's on there pretty good. It's on there pretty good. There you go. Bloody tired. Have to head back in a minute. Look at this, look. You can see how lovely these little coves have been formed, look. Stiffer rock, earth and sand away behind it, look. It's been getting chewed away. You can see the old sea defences trying to do their thing. Plenty of people on the beach there at, where is that? That must be Cart Gap. There. I'm guessing. Plenty of people on the beach. I think we're just going to walk up to here and that'll be it, I think. There's some people just there, walking around. Thought there was a seal out there, but it's not. I think we're sort of come to the end. Can't see the Happisburgh lighthouse. Must be just over the back a bit, and I can't see it for some reason. But yeah, that's that. That is that. Alright, we'll head back. Look, you can see all the props, you see all the pipes, look. There's loads of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's loads all the way along, look. And people's properties used to be. Now they're gone. Now they're gone, boy. Bit of driftwood up here, let's have a look. Bit of driftwood. Just driftwood. Do 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 do. Right, looks like it's from a skate or something. That thing there, what's that there? Is that a little diddy one? Bit of one. Diddy one there. So yeah. Oh, the lovely sea air. The lovely sea air. Cool, I went down to the beach. When was it? Oh, February. That was fucking freezing. Freezing. It really was. Could find a fossil. A mammoth tusk or something. You never know. They were here. They were here. They do. Some years they do find them. There's plenty of they're sort of fish skate sort of bodies there. That bone. I'm trying to think where it is on the fish. Or somewhere. Anyway, we're heading back. I've got some water in the car, but we might, I don't know, I've got grub at home, so. Trouble is, when you're out and about, you just feel like a sort of refreshment while you're out and about, but it's gorgeous weather. Absolutely gorgeous.